went from where we were last week to a very different point this week. And there's a lot of discussion about what may have happened behind the scenes on council. What brought us from going with preserving the fund balance and/or a higher rate to tonight. What really changed to make that input in terms of the output we saw?
Education on the fund balance. It being the conversation was around the AAA bond rating, and I don't believe that everyone had an understanding of the AAA bond rating. So in my research, what I learned is that we can understand the AAA. I learned today that we have been performing above 12%, and that 0.9% gave us the $1.4 million, which was the number that we needed to cover the balance. If we've taken the excess of the bond rating in the past and used it to fund our budget in the future, like we've done in the past, it's the same behavior. So you can't have done the behavior in the past and not say that you can't do it again. Then when you understand the AAA bond rating, because people are using that as a way to sensationalize the discussion, you start to understand the AAA bond rating had more factors in it than just the fund balance. Lack of understanding of where we positioned ourselves with those other factors, we didn't give a complete view of where we should be. So unfortunately, Keith Herman didn't bring us all of those factors, which really, when I talk with Standard & Poor's and Moody's and all those financial markets, it talks about what's the outcome or the further view, the future view of your city. The future view of our city is very prosperous, right? We're developing downtown, we're doing a lot of these activities, we're bringing more commerce in, so when you start looking at the entire picture, it allows for you to say there's an opportunity here for us to still maintain the fund balance at 12%, but it will happen in the back, not in front.
And you think that the city staff and council are comfortable with that up to something like a sensitivity analysis, that in light of challenges with tax collections or foreclosures, that the city will actually have excess this year in its budget to meet that gap?
I'm using the past to determine the future, like most of our decisions are, right? Because we don't know exactly what's going to happen in the future. I believe that there's more information. Our collection rate being at so high that where it is right now, 98%, that I think foreclosures will impact our collection rate on our taxes, but we didn't talk about the tax growth of additional dollars that we would get by the increase as well with the value of properties. So there's all of these factors I think that were not in play. But overall, I believe there's room in the fund balance to support our decision to get to 54. And I do believe that in there, that our AAA bond rating is not at risk. And no, we're not being prudent because the number is only 1.5 million, right? So if you got a $24 million fund balance or 1.5 million, you understand the numbers?
Absolutely.